Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's broadcast, and I'd like to welcome all of you. If today is your first time, please do us a favor. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and that you click on the notification bell and make sure that you leave us a comment. All right. Today we're going to be talking about. Obviously, we are very very happy if you follow us, if you're a fan of Omoyele Shore, you are very happy like we are that he was granted bail. Okay, and so the question now is, what next? What's next for AAC after the court case? Okay, that's the next question everybody's asking. What are we gonna see? Happening with African Action Congress with Omoyele Shore and all of that. Today I'm gonna try to chart the course for you and help you understand where we are headed, because a lot of times people are confused, and I don't blame them because Nigeria is become so warped. Things are happening every day. You're not sure of what you should believe. You're not sure of what is happening. It is not what they tell you that you you end up seeing. So what we try to do is bring you up to date, let you know what is going on, tell you what the truth is. Don't mind all these media houses. It's funny. It's very very funny that most of them did not talk about Omoyele Shore's arrest. In fact, most of them have become so shocked. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. They don't. They've become so. Is this shell shocked now? I'm going to say or what? But they can't even talk about what is going on anymore. They become so harassed, and it's difficult for them to tell you exactly what is going on, unfortunately. But as soon as Shore was released, now you see all of them trying to show Omoyele Shore. um I have a guest today who is Akpoko Gabriel Obadu. And this why I'm bringing him today is, I know a lot of you keep wondering what is happening with African Action Congress, and you keep wondering, is it all about Omoyele Shore? This is a bid for me to let you know that it's not just about Omoyele Shore. There are a million and one Omoyele Shores everywhere doing so many fantastic things, but a lot of people don't know this. They don't understand. So I have him in our studio at Boko Gabriel Obado. You're gonna see him shortly. I'm just trying to bring him up on our screen. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like you guys to please welcome our guests today, Akpoko Gabriel Obadu. uh, Go ahead, please speak. Let's make sure that we're hearing you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Chidi, and all viewers. I greet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gabriel. By way of introduction, tell us who you are and what is the trending thing about you right now.
Okay. My name is Akpoko Obadu Gabriel. Akpoko Obadu Gabriel, a native of Benue State. I contested local government chairmanship election in Benue State. They just concluded local government chairmanship election in Benue State. I contested for the position of chairman of the local government. What is trending about me right now is my court case there in Benue State, the tribunal, election petition tribunal. As we all know, the system in Nigeria, I contested the election, but as usual, they did not allow election to hold. They couldn't allow election to hold. Before then, the House of Representative member there already told me when I spoke with him during the course of my consultation with some stakeholders that they were going to rig, his party will rig the election 100%. 100%, that I should not even bother myself to contest at all, that they will have to print the materials from their houses before they get to the polling unit, that they have a network that delivers ballot papers to them when it comes to local government election. So, because I believe in the umpires, I refuse to give up. The day of the election, the materials they didn't bring the material on the eve of election as it is expected. So it was the next day, early morning, that they were bringing the materials to his house where they will be printed. So we intercepted them at his gate, the House of Representative member, Honorable Samson Oku's gate, where youth protested. That was at about 5:30 in the morning, because we stationed some persons around roundabout where the road leading from Makudi to Obi local government. So they saw the bus and the military, the police vehicle that were heading to his house. So we raised the alarm and people came out. We intercepted the materials, and after protest, a long protest where the policemen there said they were going to kill us. They were pulling triggers. We were able to mount pressure on them, and then the materials were taken to the local government BSEC headquarters, BSEC, Benue State Independent Electoral Commission. On getting there to distribute the materials, they refused. That materials will not be distributed. They went to go and process to harass my supporters, that they were not going to distribute materials. They delayed us till around 8 o'clock in the morning. That was around 6 o'clock when the argument started for the distribution of the material. I want to first of all inspect the materials that they brought. They refused till around 8 o'clock, when we realized that all the original copies of the result sheets, the white copies, had been removed. Even from Makudi, they were all removed before bringing them to the local government. So what they were actually coming to do in the local government was a formality. So we protested to no avail. The SARS members, the SARS operatives harassed my people, and so that was the process that day. The next day, which was on Sunday, it was a funny thing that they announced the woman that she polled 14,000 votes. Then I, from AAC, the African Action Congress, that I polled 205 votes. And then the other young man from APGA, Elijah Abinya, that he polled 141 votes. That I came second in that election that did not allow to hold. So we went to the tribunal. We lodged our case there. Heading to the tribunal, we went there with two grounds. Ground one, on the women's qualification, they declared their candidate winner, Mrs. Agnes Erebe of PDP, an aged woman of about 60 years. Was the person they declared, woman that has never stepped into a classroom all her life, was the person they declared. So we got information about her work, about the document she submitted to BSEC, and we went to court to challenge the process and also the qualification of that woman. Since one of the grounds for disqualification is if any candidate presents fake, false, or forged certificates. So in our findings about the woman qualification, the woman claimed to have finished from LGEA Ito Town, where she claimed she attended primary 1 to primary 7. Like she attended the school from 1970 to 1976, that she graduated from primary 7 in 1976. And certificate was purportedly issued to her in February 1978. That was 2 years after graduation. But in our findings, we were able to know that LGEA that she claimed to have finished from came into existence in 1991. Ibrahim Babangida was the one that issued that degree number 3 in 1991. January 1st, specifically January 1st, 1991. That was when LGEA was established across the federation, not just in Benue State, all over the country. Before 1991, there was nothing like LGEA. What we used to have then were mission schools and native authority schools. So we approached the court to tell the court that all the documents the woman submitted to BSEC were all fake. They were forged. She submitted two other certificates from Adigbo Government Teachers College Adigbo, which is now known as Government Secondary School Adigbo, and then she submitted one JHU as well, Junior Community Health Extension Worker Certificate, where she claims she attended School of Health Tech at Makurdi in 1996. So all those certificates were forged, and then we have to prove to the court, after the preliminary phase of the trial on the very day of a hearing of the petition, the second day of hearing, my lawyer took the respondent lawyers by surprise by bringing subpoena witnesses from those institutions to come and testify in court. They were shocked. They never expected that on the second day of trial that the subpoena witnesses would be in court. He took subpoena to them, they didn't know. So on that second day, which was on the 2nd of July, on the 2nd of August, they were all present. The area education officer from Uju was present in court. The officer from Adigbo was present. The officer from Agasa was present with their envelopes to tender evidence to court.
Gabriel, which local government were you contesting for the chairmanship?
Obi local government, Benue State.
OBI.
Yes, OBI.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
We have two Obi local government. There is one in Nasarawa, then another in Benue State. So each time we mention that local government, we differentiate them by adding the states.
Okay, Obi Benue State. Okay, go ahead.
Obi Benue State, yes.
Continue.
So the subpoena witnesses were in court, and the panel chairman asked them to come forward and tender their evidence. Then the respondent lawyers stood up and opposed, that is, a raised objection to it, that they were not served the notice of subpoena. So the subpoena witnesses should not be allowed to tender evidence. So the panel asked my lawyer, S.O. Idigo, to serve them the notice of subpoena right there in court as the law permits. So they were served, and then they asked that they be given time to study, to peruse the notice of subpoena. The panel gave them 20 minutes. So we went on break for 20 minutes. When we came back to the courtroom, they said the 20 minutes earlier given was too small, that they should be given 24 hours to peruse the notice of subpoena in the interest of justice, in the interest of fair hearing. So the panel gave them that 24 hours. After a serious objection from my lawyer that since the subpoena witnesses are already in court, it would be wrong to send them away without allowing them to tender evidence. Since the notice of subpoena is just about it's just few paragraphs, it's not plenty. It's something one can read in 5 minutes. So, but the panel granted them their request, the respondent's request, and we left the court that day. That the subpoena witnesses should come back the next day to tender evidence. Meanwhile, even the break that we went for, that 20 minutes break, their lawyers were just making calls. They didn't go to peruse the notice of subpoena. They were just making calls. They gathered outside discussing and making calls. Then after that ruling for them that they should, they were allowed 24 hours perusal of the notice, they went and they were making calls. The next day, when the subpoena witnesses were to appear in court, as early as good morning, the woman from Oju, the area education officer from Oju, was already in court. Area education officer Oju, because Obi local government where I contested came into existence in 1996. So then, that period in time of the local government was not a local government. We were with Oju local government as at 1976. While the period the woman claimed to have finished both Obi and Oju, we were all under Oju local government. There is a... Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Okay. So the area education officer came from Oju, where she said the certificate was issued to her. She came to court very early. Before every other person came, she came. That even some of my supporters were saying maybe she slept in Otukpo. She couldn't go back to her station that day so as not to waste transport. She may have slept in her person's place. Then shortly before the court sit, by 9 o'clock, the woman disappeared from the court premises. The other two subpoena witnesses from Adigbo and Agasha, those one did not show up at all. So when the panel started that very day, they asked that the subpoena witnesses should step forward and tender evidence. Then my lawyer told them that the only person he could see that morning was the woman from Oju, the area education officer for Oju. The other two subpoena witnesses that he couldn't see them, he had been calling their phones. They don't want to pick. Then they asked that the woman that is available in court should tender evidence. We searched for the woman all over the place. We could not find her. So they placed a call to her right there in the courtroom. Madam, where are you? She said she was already on her way back to her station, that she got a call. That shortly after PDP lawyer came into the court early that morning and asked her what her name is, asked her of her name. She mentioned the name, and then the PDP lawyer walked away, pressing his phone. In the next few minutes, a call came to her phone, and it was Commissioner for Education asking her to leave the court premises immediately and not tender any evidence. That is the reason why she could not see the two other guys that came from Adigbo and Agasha. That the instruction from the state authority is that they should not tender any evidence to court. That in her own interest to save her job, she should return back to her station immediately. So they asked her, where have you reached? Turn back, madam. It's only court that can save you. Turn back. She said she was already around prison side. That is Otukpo Oju Road. That she cannot come back. She was already inside the vehicle. On hearing that, the panel members stood up in anger and entered the chambers. After spending a few minutes, I don't know what their deliberations was, they came back and then they gave order compelling them that we should take it to the commissioner of police so that those people will be compelled to come and tender evidence. We went with my lawyer the next day. The next 3 days were at the police headquarters. Of course, we know how Nigeria system is, but we were able to meet up with the financial aspect, and then the order was processed. They sent police after all of them. The woman from Oju was arrested. They got her arrested, but the other two guys, those one ran away. We could not see them. So they brought the woman to court around 5 p.m. in the evening. The husband came with her, saying that police arrested his wife. He followed the wife to court. When they arrived, the woman told the panel that evening that because police arrested her, she was not allowed to go to her office to pick any documents. But she does not want the problem of the court. She will be coming the next day to tender her evidence with her husband. So they say, meanwhile, she has something to tell the court before coming the next day. That she has something to tell the court right there. And the panel chairman said, go ahead. Whatever you say here, we'll write it down. The woman told them that going through her archives, she could not find the record of Agnes Erebe, the purported chairman, declared. That the certificate the woman claimed to have gotten from Area Education Office in 1978, that she could not find that record. That as a matter of fact, Oju local government came into existence in 1976, the very year the woman claimed to have finished primary school. And the period in quote that both Oju and Obi were all, the period she attended her own school, we were all under Otukpo local government. That Oju was not existing as a local government to have issued anybody certificates. That even the local government area education office that she claimed to have gotten that with the stamp on it, that it was in 1976 they gave them that office. In 1979, sorry. 3 years after the local government was created. That was when they deemed them necessary to have a local government area education office. So she said, if there is any inquiry like that, since what we used to have that period were native authority schools and mission schools, that Oju was not existing that time, that such inquiry should be directed to local government. That was her testimony to court. Then the next day, she came to court with written reply to the subpoena, explaining what I have just said. She submitted it, she tendered it very early the next day because she doesn't want the problem of the court. Very early in the morning, she came with her husband again and then tendered it. And after tendering that document to court, she was waving her hand celebrating that she is now finally free from court matter. She left. The other person from Agasha turned himself in on that very day, that is the third day, saying that police were looking for him up and down. His principal asked him to come and tender evidence. Why the person from Adikboda one ran away till now that I speak to you is nowhere to be found. The person that came from Agasha, he came with a document that was not even relevant to the proceeding. The subpoena asked for 1996 two documents. One, the counterfoil of all the people that graduated and were issued certificate from that institution in 1997. Then that is 1996, 1997, because it was she claimed it was a 1 year program she did there. But they brought 1995. There it was this papa something. They just have to go and print a document claiming that is the enrollment list But in the process, they made mistake by putting 1995 instead of 1996. Anything that is hurriedly done cannot be correct. So they came with 1995 enrollment list, which was in error. Okay, what are the counterfoil of the people or the students that have graduated that year and were issued certificate from that school? He said the registrar said his principal said he could not find it. She could not find it. That she should be given more time to search for it. And everybody laughed in the courtroom that day. So the next day was my own cross-examination. The woman's lawyer was the first to start. He asked me a question that troubled him. He asked me about my age, and I told him that I'm 35. He said, okay, I was not born in the 70s. I said, no. He said, so anything that happened in the 70s, I wouldn't know. I said, I would know. Why won't I know? Records are there to show. It's the reason they keep records in institutions. He said, what kind of record? How can you really tell that the woman does not possess the qualification that she has submitted to BSEC? I told him, I said the primary school certificate, I will start with that one. I've gone to the school to check through the records. I've gone in company of my lawyer to check through the records. There is no such thing there. And also I'm aware of a decree in 1991, decree number 3 by Ibrahim Babangida, that established Local Government Education Authority, January 1st, 1991. Before then, there was nothing like Local Government Education Authority. The one she said she attended, the LGEA, Local Government Education Authority Primary School that she attended 1970 to 1976 was in her dream. There was nothing like that in existence before 1991. Immediately I said I mentioned that decree that established this LGEA in 1991. He told the panel, he said, that is all for the witness, my lord. That is not for the witness. That he is not asking me for that. I wanted to talk. He said it's okay. He's not asking me to talk further. So the panel chairman said there are many questions. He's a star witness. So is this the witness we have been waiting for all along? There are so many salient questions you may want to ask him. Why not? He said, no, sir, that is not for the witness, sir. That is not for the witness. He sat down. The one from BSEC, the lawyer from BSEC, who was also to cross-examine me, was asking me to spell my name. I spelled my name. He said there was a place in the petition where my name, Obado, was wrongly spelled. They placed B before G, and the panel shouted at him. Do you think we are playing here? This is not primary one class where you will be. If you don't have any question to ask him, then you tell us. He said, that is all for the witness, my lord. He sat down. Then the next day was for them to open their defense. They said they don't have any witness to bring to court. My lawyer told me before, I said they were in court because of the overwhelming evidence.
No, meanwhile, say that again. We lost you. You say your lawyer said what?
My lawyer said the woman's lawyer, the respondent's lawyers may not want to bring the woman to court. That is Agnes Erebe, to embarrass her, that no wise lawyer will want to bring such a person to come and damage herself in court because of the overwhelming evidence that is before the court, that they will just bundle her to prison straight. So he just told me, as a private discussion between me and him, he said tomorrow for them to open their defense, you will be surprised that they will not bring that woman. No, if not, it will be an embarrassment. Meanwhile, there is a particular area I jumped when that woman said if there is any, the Supreme witness from Oju said if there is any inquiry like that, since Oju was not in existence that time, it should be directed to local government, because it was Otukpo that was overseeing Obi and Oju that time as the only local government. My lawyer have to subpoena Otukpo local government. So he sent a subpoena there, and the area education officer from Otukpo came to court to testify and said they don't have such records in their office. Then she said probably it may be as a result of natural disaster, termite or whatever. So everybody laughed. But I told my lawyer, I said, is there even any need of asking Otukpo to come and testify? Since her certificate bears Oju local government, the stamp is there with pen written on it, February 1978. That was when she claimed it was issued. And the office that issued it to her was LGEA office. So is there even any need to subpoena Otukpo? The woman from Oju has said everything before the court. He has placed the reply to subpoena there. My lawyer said, no, it's good to embarrass them very well so that they know that even where she claimed, they don't have any record there about her. And even the time Otukpo was overseeing us, it was still native authority schools and mission schools. And then the office then was not area education office. They were known as inspectorate, as I was told. So the woman came and testified like that. And the time for them for defense, they say they don't have anybody to bring in as witness. We challenged the irregularity of the election. I tender 11 witnesses from my party, ANC. They don't have both the BSEC filed out of time, so they were not even given, they ruled them out.
So what is BSEC for the interest of our people?
BSEC is Benue State Independent Electoral Commission.
Okay.
They are the one in charge of local government elections, okay, like INEC.
Okay.
So
they're usually the one that is controlled by the governor of the state. They controls them. The party controls them. They buy them. They are just like toilet paper to them. Okay, continue.
Yes.
Continue.
So the defense, they say they don't have anybody to bring in defense of what we have presented before the court. So the tribunal chairman said we should, the two parties, all the parties should go and write their final addresses. My lawyer put up a very fine address stating clearly what is before the court. The testimony, the reply to the subpoena from area education office where she purportedly obtained her primary 6. And then the other man that ran away, he also released the section of the law that said you can't give what you don't have. They don't have it. That was the reason he refused to come back. And then the testimony before the court, even the woman, court asked the woman, why did you come the previous day and today? The next day you failed to show up. What happened? The woman said she was under pressure by some powers. And court said, come. This is the only place you can be saved. Any power that is putting you under pressure. Can you run now? Police have jacked you to court. Are you supposed to come in this form? Because she was complaining that she couldn't take her bath since morning till that time. That she was arrested very early in the morning. So there was no response from them at all. There was no defense. They wrote our address and then withdraw, waiting for judgment. It took them 3 weeks, close to a month. It was more than 3 weeks before they called us for judgment. The day of judgment, everywhere was filled up. All the preliminary objections were ruled in my favor. One, they said one of the objections, they said in the letter they were claiming that my lawyer did not copy letter to letter from letter to letter the extant laws of Benue State, something that so they should not the prayers, our prayers did not our prayers before the court is not in accordance with the extant laws or something.
When
They ruled that one in
when you say prayers, for the benefit of our people, that means your request. It's not that you went there and you were
yes,
praying.
yes,
That's just a
yes,
legal term to say your request or
yes,
your
the legal term,
demand.
yes,
Okay, go
yes.
ahead.
So they ruled that one in our favor, and then they were also trying to object the fact that I filed the petition out of time because of the receipt that was issued by revenue. But they ruled that one also in my favor, that I actually filed the petition on time. It was on the 11th day of June. That was when I filed the petition. It's 14 days. The election was May 30th. I filed the petition on the 11th. So it was even still remaining 3 days before the expiration of time. So they ruled that one in my favor. And then the main judgment, the tribunal chairman said, he who alleges must prove that I was not able to prove my case.
Wow.
In spite of the overwhelming evidence before the court, that we even prove our case exhaustively like that. A tribunal sitting that lasted for 6 months, close to 6 months. They were just, they are delaying tactics, doing all manner of things just to frustrate the case. But the lawyer I hired, a very sound legal person, he knows their antics, and he was able to combat them till the very day of judgment. So they ruled all the preliminary objections in my favor, and then the main judgment that was to be handled by the tribunal chairman himself. He said, he who alleges must prove that certificate forgery is a criminal offense. And so I was not able to prove my case. That was it. So immediately he said that people that came to witness the judgment, in fact, particularly the BSEC lawyer, Mike Asu, congratulated me on the very day they were asked to go and write their addresses. He congratulated me and said, the woman, in fact, their lawyers have to meet my lawyer behind us and say, come, this case is a very bad case. They've discussed with the woman and PDP ESCOs that they should come and beg me. So that I will allow her to waste the 2 years on the seat. So that my lawyer should also talk to me when the PDP people come to beg me that I should listen to them and collect whatever they have to ask. When my lawyer told me that, you see, they know they have a bad case, they are already giving up. He told me before that, he said he is not in a position to tell me that if they beg me, I should not accept. Say, but he just want to let me know that I have a very good case. That he want to fight this case also in the interest of our struggle, AAC struggle, that he realized we are struggling for a better Nigeria, that we are different. Say, but if in my own thinking, if I think I can collect anything from them, it's up to me. That he's only there to do his job. But his simple advice was that I should not, I should just continue with the case, that I have a very a very good case. That no lawyer will tell his client that he has won the case. If not, he will have tell me that. Then, actually, of a truth, they arrange all the traditional rulers in the local government. They called me several meetings, and I made my position very clear to them. I told Rex Elan, my state chairman, we've always been together, and I was always giving Baba Show the gist so that he knows what is going on in Nobi. They arrange all their begging. In fact, it was so funny how traditional. The one from my very clan was telling me that he is lying on the ground. He won't get up until I go and withdraw that case. Series of begging, and I told them what we are fighting for. I don't know any grievances or personal grudges against anyone. We are fighting. The right thing must be done at all times. I'm not a power mongering person. I'm not power hungry. If it's so, I will have gone for negotiation or do whatever and just leave the case. But this thing, we want the right thing to be done. We want to correct the ills in Nigeria. It is not about me. It is about a full generation that is coming after my generation, the generation coming behind. I said that thing. They said they were telling them, they were making noise everywhere that I was too stubborn. I don't want to accept the pleas of the elders and all that. And I told them with all respect, I prostrated before them. I said, "You are my fathers. This battle is not about it's not about sentimental thing. It's about the right thing to be done. They should ask the woman to resign." That was what I told them. So we're very shocked to hear that judgment after their begging failed. The very day in court when they said we should go back and then be expecting date for judgment, the second lawyer, Ada, approached me very close to my car. He approached me and said, "Please don't look at us as bad people. This is the duty of every lawyer when they give him work, whether good case or bad case. The professional thing to do is to handle the case. I shouldn't look at them as bad people that they are trying to defend impunity or so. That is just their job, that they know the truth." And I said, "No problem. You are only doing your job. We've uncovered the truth before the court. So let's wait for the judgment." They were calling me from the local government everywhere. They were calling me, congratulating me. In fact, my state chairman, Rex Elanuka, attest to that. We were already jubilating that AAC have secure one local government. All for us to hear that he who alleges must prove. You were not able to prove your case. So I went to appeal. I've gone to appeal. I filed appeal on the 1st of December. I filed the appeal, challenging that. I'm going to appeal now. I'm in appeal with just one ground. They said the election held, that I was not able to prove that the election did not hold. That some of my witnesses contradict themselves. So we've left that one. But what of the qualification of the woman? This overwhelming this thing went to appeal. And with that one ground, my lawyer has pleaded that one ground about the woman's qualification, how much we are proving it before the court. He split it into 3 grounds of appeal. When they noticed that I have gone for appeal again, the House of Rep member, Honorable Samson Oko, sent delegation to my father's house, met with my family members. And then they started calling me to say, "Oku said that I have not left his neck. That the fight for the tribunal was overwhelming for him. That it overwhelmed him. That he expects that the family should call me to order. That I have not left his neck. I've gone to appeal again." I told them I have gone to appeal. I don't like the judgment they delivered. That is why I've gone. So they were mounting pressure on me from the family side. Not long ago, the same Honorable Samson Oko, that was before Christmas, he called my biological father, asking, because he resides in Benin, asking to come home. There have been so much, and I stand my ground. My lawyer just informed me yesterday that they've constituted the appeal. And Honorable Justice Samson Itodo, who is the second in command of the judiciary in Benue State, is the one heading the panel. Then Honorable Justice Teresa Agoche a member, and the other man's name is difficult. It's a thief man. It's difficult for me to pronounce. So within the next 2 weeks, judgment ruling will be delivered on the appeal, because the appeal is actually to expire by January 30th. It's 2 months as stipulated by law.
Thank you
We've
so
used
much.
1 month plus.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. Thank you very, very much. I had to give you time to really explain yourself, express yourself, and tell us the story. And I did this deliberately for posterity, so that we have it on record, as much as you can remember. And because I'm really proud of you, I'm impressed with you. A lot of our people, um, especially young people on social media, we come to social media, we waste our time, we just talk rubbish. Somebody will just get up and say, "You don't know what you're doing. Just go and do this. Just go and do that." They don't understand what it takes. They don't understand the pain, the tenacity, the money that was spent, the threats you had to face. And this is just local government election. Even if it were to be councillorship, it is very, very tough. I ran for governorship. People don't have an idea at all. And when they come and tell us, go and do this, go and do this, we just want to show them that we are experienced in this thing. When we started with Take It Back movement, we had an agenda, and we were the first to do that kind of a thing, and we resisted all kinds of intimidation. We established ourselves, and when we were putting pressure on the government as a pressure group, and there's a movement, people said, "You people are just there talking, talking, talking. If you're serious, then come down on ground and establish a party and be part of the system." We came down and we established a party, and with that party we fielded candidates, because people don't get it. And so today I'm talking about, after Showore is out, what is next. People just say things they don't understand. There are so many ways that we are fighting this present government, through so many means. Even what IPOB is doing, what other people is doing, they are all part of it. But it is important that people know the fight that is being fought politically, the fight that is being fought from within the system, to be inside there and to change them. Look at all the things that you have said. Your story has exposed a lot about these people, and I really want to appreciate you. Thank God you've gone for appeal, and after appeal, just for the interest of those listening, is after appeal, just in case we do not get the kind of judgment that is satisfactory, is there another court that we can go to?
For the local government election, the tribunals ends at appeal court.
Okay, the tribunal ends at appeal court. Okay, no problem.
Yes.
No.
But the certificate forgery is a certificate forgery has Supreme Court prospect.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
if we had gone through, yes, a criminal matter, if you had gone through the magistrate or maybe high court, it will have proceeded to. We may have want to go to Supreme Court.
But you can still file it's still a criminal matter. You can still file a fresh suit against her in a criminal court.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, Gabriel, I'm gonna let you go, because you've been here for long, and I know you're using your data. This is part of the sacrifices you have to make. You spent so much money paying a lawyer, organizing an election, and you're still spending. And we must find a way to even support you. I can assure you, we will find a way to support what you're doing. So I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping our name there. Thank you for representing us. We're so proud of you. Please, we'll watch out for the result, and I pray the result is favorable. All right. Thank you very much,
Man,
Gabriel. God
man,
bless you. Okay.
very much.
All right. Bye bye. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So that was Gabriel. Gabriel is a member of the African Action Congress, and the reason why I had to bring this up is the fact that a lot of people, if you're like me and you're online, they come up with a lot of suggestions. Some people even talk about, forming a new party that will do this and they will do what has not been done before. And I just laugh. I just laugh because if you have not been there, you will not understand. If you're talking about experience, we have more than enough experience for anything. So when we talk, it is important that people listen because we are talking out of experience that we have. That what you just heard now is local government election. Use that to uh, use that to try to imagine what goes on in the governorship elections. Use that to imagine what goes on in the presidential elections in Nigeria. So when we tell you that Nigeria is a failed system, don't think that we are just talking for talking's sake. When we tell you that the electoral system in Nigeria cannot be trusted, can you imagine? Can you imagine an electoral umpire that allowed that kind of person to contest an election in the first place? Look at this young man expressing himself. This is a local government chairman. That person that you see there, that Gabriel, in Nigeria of today, is better than the president of Nigeria. Did you hear him talking? He is better than the president of Nigeria. And yet, the electoral body in Benue State was willing to declare a woman who did not even finish her secondary school. Primary school is what they are contesting. I hope you guys understood. Primary school is what she's not able to produce a certificate for. So I'm not putting her down. There are reasons why people don't do certain things. Even if she didn't go to primary school, how did she? You have to further your education. You have to be prepared if you're going to offer leadership to people on a level where you're expected to do some technical things, some things that are 2021 compliant. You cannot be somebody who is experienced and learned in stone age things and you want to operate in a social media civilization. It won't work. It won't work. With COVID-19, they want to do meeting. You can't even join Zoom. Do you understand? But look at who they are rejecting and look at who they are accepting. Do you see why we cannot give up this fight? Do you see why those of you who say, oh, why is Sowore? Why does he keep doing this thing? What? By the way, if you're expecting that Omoyele Sowore is going to shut up, you are wasting your time. It's just going to be a matter of time. He already did videos and he will continue to do videos. He will continue to talk. Malami and the IG of police, don't you see that they failed woefully? You thought you were embarrassing him. You put him in prison. You do this, you do that. You said they should lock him up in a death row cell where they put condemned prisoners. We go and listen to the video Sowore did, and when he explains the position of things in that place, you know that they thought they were doing it to break his spirit. But of course, they are not people who are Luther people. They didn't go through the struggles. They've always had it good, being promoted, giving promotions that they don't deserve. So they don't know what goes on with the struggle. So Sowore has passed through tougher cells and tougher detention facilities than the one they put him in. So when they thought they were trying to break him, no. They were putting him in familiar territories. And the people he met there, he also converted. So it's a win-win. They made us become exposed. People in Canada picked what was going on. Now the Prime Minister of Canada knows what is going on. They were still dealing with Nigeria and the NSAS, and they threw Sowore at them again. So now they are dealing with Nigeria from NSAS, from Revolution Now, from Omoyele Sowore. They just messed up big. What did I tell you people? I told you people Sowore will go and he will come out. I told you we are not going to beg. Didn't I tell you? Did you forget when we were doing New Year crossover and we're smiling, we're doing Happy New Year, and we knew that they arrested Sowore, and some of you were like, Dr. Chidi, why are you doing this? Don't you know Sowore is in prison? I said, no, not me, not this year. We don't agree. They want us to start the year sad, but we don't agree because they arrested Sowore. So what? Sowore will be released. We are not begging them. We will fight them, and Sowore is out now. So can you imagine if we, because of them, stayed sad, stayed depressed, did not laugh, did not eat, did not chop New Year rice, did not eat chicken. You know that chicken that when you're eating it, you eat it and you come out to your street so that your yard people, first of all, you come out to your yard. You know yard now, you come in the middle of you didn't grow up in that house where they have room, and the landlord will circle the room around, and then in the middle, Mama Ngozi, Mama Nkechi, Mama Bola, Mama Ibrahim, everybody will just come out of their house. You just open door, you just enter the yard. They don't want us to chop that chicken. You chop the chicken, then when you finish eating the chicken, you're sitting down on the ground. Your mother put the food for you inside a big plate, not this kind of flat plate that you will use, that metal plate that when it fall on the ground, because your house no carpet, just cement, then when the bowl just fall for grand, then the plate will chip off. That kind of plate, when they put rice for you inside that bowl, they carry the spoon, chook inside in the middle of the rice, then you eat the rice like this. Now you put eat with spoon like this, that kind of rice, they chop it like this. You chop the spoon, you put I don't know why you have to eat it like that. You put the spoon, you put the rice in front of you like this, and you're sitting down, you balance on the ground. We chopped our New Year rice, you don't send them. Then when you chop the rice finish, you carry the chicken, chop, and you don't want to remain. No, when you chop it, when it's now close to only the bone, you now carry the bone, go outside, so that when your friend come out of their house and they beg you, you can't give them anyone, because don't chop all the meat. And when you come out, then your friends will now be looking at you. Then they will know that you people kill chicken that day. They want to rob us of that. No, we don't agree. No agree. We do our New Year thing. And so I'm so proud of Gabriel. I'm so proud of what he did. Judgment will be coming. Big ups to Rex Elanu, the chairman of African Action Congress in Benue State, and all the chairmen, Niger, Kanu, all of you who came to Abuja. Big ups to you. Big ups to the Revolution Now crew that mobilized people to Abuja. The Take It Back movement, especially Take It Back movement in the US. Thank you so much. The Free Sowore in UK, the Occupy Nigeria, Mama Class, Dr. Awe, Valentine, Doshe, Dotun, everybody that was behind the scene. Dimeji was in Lagos. Oshoks was keeping us all updated. Miss T, all of you guys, I really want to appreciate you. People may not understand, but a lot of people are working in the background because we believe that we will not allow this government to intimidate us. Before you go online and you begin to accuse people, criticize them, use your data to just talk rubbish, you have to understand the sacrifice that people are making in the background. Okay, Take It Back movement is strong. Take It Back movement is strong. You guys may not know it, but they are strong in the US, they are strong in the UK, they are strong in Canada, they are strong in South Africa, they are strong in Australia, they are strong in Spain, they are strong in Italy, they are strong all over the world, in Germany, they are strong in Switzerland. Everywhere the Take It Back movement is strong, and they are keeping the government in check. You do not understand a lot of what they are doing. They don't have to make noise. The African Action Congress, the African Action Congress is there. All you people who keep asking for a new party, look, we told you, when if ever we get to election time, that's when you understand where AAC stands with things. Right now, there are people who parade themselves as AAC official. They stole AAC, their chairman, Leonard this, Leonard that. Don't worry. Igbo people talk say Mbosinta Kachua no Welenchi. You know what it means? Make you know they waka for bush. You just they see you, they go around the bush everywhere. If you don't know where the animal is, you're wasting your time. It's not by going around the bush with your gun, with hunter's knife, with hunter's bag, everything. Maybe with a clap for you, say, yeah, you're a hunter. Which show us the meat where you catch. So they go talk, say, the day of the hunt, the day where we go hunting, that day we go for where grass cutter they live. Nchi is grass cutter. So that day, either we'll go to where grasshopper they roam around, or we'll go where antelope they roam around. No, that place now, we'll go catch what they look for. So now, it's not election period. So don't break your head about election, this election, that. Yes, people want to form new party, YDP. They want to form a party where everybody is a saint, where they know. Go ahead, form the party. Go ahead now. Maybe we there, with the look, you wish you good luck. No problem. We did. Right now, Nigeria is in a state where we think everything should start from the beginning, like total shutdown. How would that happen? Through a revolution. You say, Chidi, you're so aggressive. It is education revolution. Start the education revolution. You say, Chidi, no, it's not. It's industrial revolution. Oh yeah, now start the industrial revolution. Industrial revolution where you don't get light, you don't get water, your communication is poor. You want to do industrial revolution? Go ahead and do industrial revolution. One guy in a WhatsApp group I belong to, he said, stop complaining, invent something. He said, Elon Musk was his name, the guy who did the electric car. He said, go and look at him. He needed best way of transferring money. He came up with PayPal. He needed best way of this. He came up with the electric car. He needed this. He came up with solar energy. He did all that. He wasn't complaining. I just went and wrote under the post. I said, and the most interesting thing is that he did it in Nigeria. Everybody was laughing. Yes, now. You're talking about doing. Can somebody in Nigeria do it? The answer is no. Haven't you seen a lot of young people who invent things? Do you need any new person? Go to co-camp. Go to co-camp in Enugu. The only thing they may not be able to do is to do engine block for you. But there is no car. I'm telling you, there is no vehicle in this world you will bring into Nigeria and you cannot find the spare part and you take it to co-camp Enugu. They will mold that thing from scratch for you. I told you. I went there. Flywheel, gear, a whole gear system. They cut raw iron, thick iron, put it in a foundry's machine, cut it to size. After cutting it to size, they will do the teeth. That's what they do there. You don't want to use them. You don't want to recognize them. So these things are already existing. That's why we believe in revolution now. We must start. If you say an industrial revolution, start it. Let us see whether it works. But we were saying whether industrial, educational, hospitality, transportationally, technologically, civilically, agriculturally, anyone that you want to do the revolution, bring it on. For us, everything needs to start afresh. We need to bring that government to ground zero and start all over again. Buhari should just the Buhari you're talking to self, it was just talking to the name Buhari. Whoever or whatever represents Buhari, whether it's office, whether it is imaginary, whether it's virtual, should just resign. They should just come and say Buhari resigns, whether it's a ghost, whether it's a human being, whether it's a 3D image, whether it's a true whatever. Let them just say it, and let all of them carry their bagrigba and go out of that place. If they don't want to go peacefully, they will be forced out of that place. So this is just to let you guys know. Omoyele Sowore will continue to talk about what next for AAC, Take It Back movement and Revolution Now, and keep supporting other people's efforts. Personally, you guys know, we support the efforts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, and we will continue to highlight their efforts here, and we also support and will continue to highlight the efforts of other revolutionaries, other activists, other people who are in this struggle with us. And would like to thank all of you for your continued support. Everybody who contributed money in one way or the other to see that our comrades came out of detention. And let me explain something. I want us not to be angry with people who did not really participate fully in this in the whole thing, you know, that when our comrades were in detention. I want you to know that it's really not easy. Remember, people were in the village, people were with their families, people were not consulting their phones, and people were in a period where they were transiting. It was holiday period, the year had ended, it had been a very stressful year. So for them to wake up on the 31st and cross over into the new year, they were actually at parties, at midnight crossover meetings, at family meetings in church and all that. So they didn't even get to know about what happened to Sowore. And when they got to know, you have to understand that they were coming out of a very stressful year. So people kind of got into it slowly and slowly. For some people, it was too strong for them to handle, and we understand. And I beg us not to hold it against anybody. It has been 2020 was a very, very challenging year. So for some people, they were detoxifying themselves, and then they got hit with the story about Sowore's arrest. So the kind of reaction that you would have expected, you didn't get it, but it's all good. We are in it together. Everybody, our only enemy is the powers that oppress us. And let us stop attacking people who don't see things the way we see it. Let's just focus on what we believe, put our attention, put our energy, put our resources into that, and make sure that that one succeeds. If everybody who is agitating against this government, if everybody who is speaking against this government, if everybody who is fighting against this government goes ahead and puts their money where their mouth is, we will come to a point of victory. We have only two tribes: the tribe of the oppressor and the tribe of the oppressed. And the tribe of the oppressed can never fight against each other. If you do that, your oppressors will always have an upper hand, and they will defeat you. On that note, from all of us here in Toronto studios of Worship Media, on behalf of Dr. Erica, my name is Chidi. I want to thank you guys. I want you to know that we love you, we'll continue to love you, and Aluta continua, Victoria Asceta. Bye bye.